Look closely at the 2024 Victory Day parade. For the first time in nearly 2 decades, the iron might of Russia was missing. As the camera pans across the vast empty space where heavy armor usually sits, the silence of the square becomes more prominent than the marching. Security protocols for the 45-minute ceremony reached an all-time high. Across Moscow, mobile internet was actively jammed to ensure a total communications blackout. The thinning guest list was evident in the ranks. The only foreign soldiers on the ground were a column from North Korea, marching in a rare display of solidarity. The ceremony was half its usual length, signaling a country that has moved from projecting power to a state of high tension. Following the parade, Vladimir Putin addressed reporters with a weathered, defiant expression, speaking on the future of a conflict that has defined his recent legacy. He stated his belief that the conflict is heading to an end, while still maintaining that the struggle against the NATO bloc was just. It raises a question about the Kremlin's long-term strategy. Is this a genuine signal for de-escalation, or a tactical pause to reload? The absence of tanks on Red Square points to 3 specific indicators of Russian exhaustion. The missing hardware wasn't a stylistic choice. Every available tank and armored vehicle is currently prioritized for the front lines. The threat at home is also growing. Ukrainian drone strikes have begun reaching targets 1,000 kilometers deep into Russian territory. This creates a severe strategic bind. Heavy armor must be withheld from public displays to defend internal infrastructure or replace mounting equipment losses in the field. The quiet pavement of the square provided a public confirmation of the heavy toll the war has taken on the nation's reserves. The conditions for the parade were secured through an 11th-hour diplomatic deal. Just before the event, U.S. President Donald Trump announced a 3-day humanitarian ceasefire. During that 72-hour window, 2,000 prisoners were swapped, 1,000 from each side, as families waited for a breakthrough at the border. Ukrainian President Zelensky issued a sardonic response. He mockingly permitted the parade to proceed, promising not to strike Red Square so long as the prisoner exchange was completed. The Kremlin required a diplomatic window brokered by external actors simply to safely conduct its national ceremony. Russia's geopolitical isolation was on full display in the visitor roster. Only a few leaders from specific regions attended, as shown here in the highlighted countries. The guest list included the leaders of Belarus, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan, alongside Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico. The struggle against NATO has left Moscow dependent on a shrinking pool of transactional allies. Immediately following the 72-hour ceasefire, both sides issued accusations of fresh violations, returning the front lines to active combat. This map shows the current state of the territory. Despite the talk of peace, Russia still occupies roughly 19.4% of Ukraine. The current peace framework remains a skeleton without muscle, rhetoric designed for public consumption rather than immediate resolution. Analysts view Putin's recent rhetoric as a pivot toward a face-saving exit strategy rather than a true de-escalation. The indicators of exhaustion are clear: smaller parades, fewer allies, and the threat of deep strikes reaching the heart of the country. While leadership claims victory is certain, the emptiness of Red Square during its most important holiday tells the true story. The world was watching a superpower.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks.